Leave it. All right.
Oh, but a kiss. Oh, okay. That's like, come on with the cursing, please. Let me just. I'll see you later when you get back. All right.
Listen, my booking is one day. You handle the kids. You handle your mother.
This is some bullshit. I'm not rushing out of here, and you're not going to dictate. Look, I'm moving the pillow. Have a good trip, Yandy. All right? This is some.
It started like any other calm afternoon inside the Harris household. A rare moment of laughter, light, and peace. Yandy Smith Harris was in the kitchen helping the kids with snacks, while Mendeecees Harris wrapped up his business calls. For once, everything felt still. But peace in this family always came with an expiration date, because somewhere on the other side of that door was Judy Harris, a mother whose patience had finally run out. For weeks, she'd been stewing in silence. To Judy, Yandy wasn't the peacemaker she appeared to be. She was a rival, a woman who'd stolen her son's loyalty, his time, and worst of all, his ear. Every decision, every conversation seemed to pass through Yandy first, and it burned. Pride mixed with pain, and when pride meets love, it can turn toxic fast. That afternoon, Judy decided she'd had enough. She walked in without knocking, her heels sharp against the tile, her jaw set. Yandy, ever the calm hostess, looked up from the counter and tried to smile. "Hey, Miss Judy. How are you?" But Judy's eyes told a different story. This wasn't a visit, it was a confrontation. "Don't act like everything's fine, Yandy," Judy said, voice low but shaking. "You've been telling my son how to treat his own mother."
What you doing?
Just scrolling through my phone.
So after me and Yandy was arguing about donating her eggs to Keisha, we really haven't been talking since then, and things only got worse since my mom came to stay with us yesterday. Her and Yandy has really spoken to each other, and now I'm kind of stuck in the middle. Taking selfies?
Something like that. But I was looking at some things about Mama D. What's been going on with Mama D?
I have no idea, but I'm going to scrappy divorce party.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. They really getting divorced?
I have no idea, but since it's a divorce party, it's probably most likely they getting a divorce. But how was your visit here? Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I'm happy to see the kids. That's mostly what I came for.
I'm leaving. All right.
Oh, but a kiss. Oh, okay. That's how you feel?
Mendeecees, living like a prisoner in my own house is never fun.
Yandy's smile faded. She'd heard it before, the same accusation, the same resentment dressed in new words. She inhaled slowly, fighting to keep composure with cameras rolling. "Miss Judy, I'm not trying to control anything. I just want peace in this family." That one word, peace, seemed to set the room on fire. Judy laughed bitterly. "Peace? You call this peace? You turned my son against me. You made him choose you over his blood." From the other room, Mendeecees paused mid-call. He'd known the air could change in seconds, and right now it was turning heavy. "Judy, please," Yandy said softly. "He's a grown man. He makes his own choices." The line, "he makes his own choices," hit like an insult. Judy took a step closer. "Don't play me like I'm blind. He don't even call me unless you tell him to. You think I don't see it?" "Miss Judy, that's not true," Yandy said, her voice trembling now. "I've loved him. I held this family together while he was locked up. I never tried to take your place." But Judy wasn't hearing explanations. She was hearing defiance. "After everything I did for that boy," she shouted, "you think you can replace me?" "Ma, stop." Mendeecees finally stepped in, his voice cutting through the argument. "You're going too far, oh. So now you defend her?" Judy cried. "After all I did, I raised you alone, Mendeecees, alone." Her voice cracked, but anger pushed the tears back. The room felt smaller, the air thicker. Then it happened without warning. Judy's hand...
You know, it's kind of like that thing when you say Bloody Mary 3 times and they appear. Somebody in my house done said Bloody Mary 3 times because she appeared. Luckily, I have a booking in Houston so I can get out of this nightmare.
What you mean living like a prisoner?
It feels like I'm a prisoner in my own house. But anyway, I'm leaving to go to Houston.
Good. Right.
Good.
I mean, good, but...
In my house, sitting on my couch, she's saying
it's
good.
It's not your couch.
Before I leave this house, you should give me a genuine apology.
I can't apologize. I'm not doing no cartwheels for you. Leave me the f*** alone.
Last year, my husband decided to meet with his mom to repair their relationship. But I didn't go with him because I still felt a certain type of way about how she never gave me an apology after our vow renewal.
Wait, hold on. Come on.
Come on with the cursing,
please. Let me just I'll see you later when you get back. All right?
Listen, my booking is one day. You handle the kids. You handle your mother.
This is some bull. I'm not rushing out of here, and you're not going to dictate. Look, I'm moving the pillow. Have a good trip, Yandy. All right? This is some stuff crazy.
All right, I'm out of here.
Ma, first of all, you came to this house. You didn't apologize to her. You've been insulting her since you walked through the door. You know, a bigger conversation needs to happen.
Judy's hand flew across Yandy's face. The sound was deafening. A slap that stopped time. Yandy stumbled backward, hand pressed to her cheek, eyes wide in shock. The camera crew froze. Even the kids upstairs went quiet as if the whole house could feel what just happened. Ma. Mendeecees yelled, disbelief shaking every word. What did you just do? Judy's chest was heaving, her pride refusing to back down. Yandy's voice cracked, barely above a whisper. You hit me. In my own house. Silence. The kind that doesn't fade, it just hangs, heavy and thick. You crossed the line, Ma. Mendeecees said quietly, pain bleeding into rage. You crossed it. I did what I had to do, Judy muttered. She's breaking this family apart. No. Yandy whispered. You just did that yourself, and just like that, the storm fell still, not because it ended, but because there was nothing left to say. The next morning, the Harris home felt haunted. No laughter, no music, just the echo of what happened. Yandy sat in the guest room, eyes swollen, suitcase half-packed. Mendeecees hadn't slept. He replayed that slap in his head 100 times, wondering if love could ever recover from something so public, so personal. Meanwhile, Judy moved through the kitchen like nothing happened. She cooked breakfast for the grandkids, humming to herself, pretending she didn't feel the guilt pressing on her chest. But deep down, she knew something inside her had changed forever. Ma, Mendeecees said, appearing in the doorway, voice calm but strained. We need to talk. She turned, forcing a smile. Boy, you hungry? I made breakfast. He didn't move. You hit my wife. She disrespected me, Judy said sharply. I just reacted. Mendeecees snapped. You put your hands on my wife in front of my kids. Don't you talk to me like that, she barked. I'm your mother. You don't check me over no woman. He closed his eyes for a moment, steadying himself. Ma, I love you, but I can't let this keep happening. You say I'm choosing her over you, but I'm choosing peace. Peace? Judy scoffed. So, you kicking your mama out? That's when Yandy appeared from the hallway, tears streaking her face. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. Mendeecees looked from one woman to the other, pain etched into every word. Ma, you need to go stay somewhere else for a while. I can't have this in my house anymore. Judy stared at him, disbelief turning to heartbreak. After everything I did for you, she whispered, this is how you treat your mother. Yandy spoke softly. This isn't about sides, Miss Judy. It's about respect. Mendeecees' tone hardened. If you can't respect my wife, you can't stay. The sound of drawers slamming echoed through the house as Judy packed her things. The suitcase wheel scraped the floor like a final goodbye. She turned to the door, her pride holding back tears. One day, you'll see who really had your back. And then she was gone. The silence that followed wasn't peaceful. It was heavy. Final. Mendeecees sank onto the couch, face in his hands. Yandy knelt beside him. You did what you had to do, she said gently. He looked at her, eyes full of pain. But I lost part of my family doing it. The cameras kept rolling, capturing a house where love had turned into war, and peace had become the hardest thing to find. The door had barely closed behind Judy Harris when the silence swallowed everything. For the first time, Mendeecees Harris and Yandy Smith Harris weren't just a couple on a TV screen. They were two people sitting in the ruins of what used to be family. Every word Judy threw that day still hung in the air like smoke. And even after the cameras left, the pain stayed. The next morning, Yandy tried to pretend life was normal. She packed the kids' lunches, forced a smile, and kept the TV on low to fill the emptiness. But every time she walked past the hallway where Judy had slapped her, she felt that sting again. Not from her cheek, but from the betrayal. Mendeecees sat on the porch, phone in hand, scrolling through old photos of him and his mom. A birthday, a graduation, a family cookout. He kept wondering, how did it get this bad? Across town, Judy sat in her small apartment surrounded by silence. The coffee had gone cold, the TV played reruns, but she wasn't really there. She kept replaying the slap, the way her son looked at her like she was a stranger. She whispered to herself, I raised him right. I just don't know when I became the villain. But pride is louder than guilt, and she still couldn't bring herself to call. Then came the internet storm. Clips leaked. Blogs spun headlines. Judy Harris slaps Yandy Smith on camera within hours. Social media divided into sides. Hashtag Team Yandy praised her grace under pressure. Hashtag Team Judy defended a mother's right to speak her mind. Erica Mina posted a cryptic story. Sometimes family don't mean peace. Protect your peace anyway. And of course, Mama D had to weigh in. You can't slap no grown woman and expect a hug, baby. The chaos online only deepened the wound at home. Mendeecees stopped answering calls. Yandy stayed offline, but the comments still found her. Everywhere she looked, people had opinions about a moment that broke her heart. One night, as the kids slept, Mendeecees sat on the porch again. Yandy joined him quietly, wrapping a blanket around her shoulders. You miss her, she said softly. He nodded, eyes heavy. She's my mom. That don't just disappear. She'll come around, Yandy said, trying to sound hopeful. Maybe, he sighed. But pride can bury love deeper than hate ever could. A few days later, rumors spread that Yandy had banned Judy from seeing her grandkids. She hadn't. But the internet doesn't ask for proof, it asks for drama. And Judy, still angry, gave them exactly that. On Instagram she wrote, "You can't erase a mother's love." Some people forget who held it down before the fame. The post went viral. Screenshots, memes, comment wars, the whole machine spun again. Mendeecees called her, voicemail. Called again, blocked. His own mother had blocked him. The weight of it nearly broke him. That night, Yandy found him sitting in the dark. She blocked me, he whispered. Yandy took his hand. She's hurting. But so are we, he nodded slowly. I just wish she could see. I'm not choosing sides. I'm just choosing peace. Weeks passed, but the story refused to die. During a filming event, Judy showed up uninvited. The crowd froze. Yandy was mid-conversation when Judy stormed up, eyes cold. You happy now? She hissed. You made my son kick me out. Yandy straightened her shoulders. He made that choice, Judy. He's tired of the disrespect. Judy snapped. I raised that boy. You think you can walk in and erase me? You're not family, you're temporary. The room fell silent. Cameras zoomed in. The tension was thick enough to choke on. Yandy's voice was calm but sharp. If I'm temporary, then why are you so afraid of losing your place? The line hit like a thunderclap. Even Mama D whispered, well, damn. Later that night, Mendeecees found Yandy crying quietly in their room. I didn't go there to fight, she said. She came to me. I know. He replied softly. I just don't know how to fix this. Yandy looked up, eyes tired. Maybe you can't fix everything, baby. Maybe this time it has to fix itself. Days turned to weeks. The anger cooled into distance. Then, one evening, Mendeecees' phone buzzed, a text from Judy. Can we talk? No cameras. He showed it to Yandy. She smiled faintly. That's a start. They met the next afternoon at a small cafe in the Bronx. No lights, no producers. Just real people trying to repair what pride had shattered. Judy was already there, hands wrapped around a cup of tea she hadn't touched. Hey, Ma, Mendeecees said gently. She nodded, eyes guarded. Then her gaze shifted to Yandy. Hi, Miss Judy. Yandy replied softly. The silence felt endless. Then Judy exhaled. I didn't come here to argue. I just want my family back, then stop fighting us, Ma, Mendeecees said. We're not your enemies. Her eyes filled with tears. I feel like I lost you. Ever since you got out, everything changed. I used to be the first person you called. Now I watch your life on TV. Yandy swallowed hard. It's not like that. You're still family. But every time I try to make peace, it turns into a fight. Judy looked down at her shaking hands. You don't understand what it's like, raising a son alone, and then watching another woman take your place. Yandy's voice softened. I get that. But I never tried to replace you. I just wanted to build something that included you. A long pause. Then Judy whispered, maybe I didn't know how to share him. Mendeecees reached across the table. You don't have to share me, Ma. You just have to trust that loving Yandy doesn't mean I love you less. Her lips trembled. I said hurtful things, Yandy nodded. So did I, and just like that, the walls began to crack. Not enough to heal everything, but enough to let light through. A week later, Judy showed up at Yandy's charity event. The cameras caught every second. She walked in slow, hesitant. The crowd gasped, but Yandy didn't flinch. She walked straight toward Judy, smiled and hugged her. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't warm, but it was real. Applause broke out. Mendeecees stood at the side, eyes glassy. Later in her confessional, Yandy said, forgiveness isn't about forgetting. It's about refusing to let hate control you. In hers, Judy wiped her eyes. All that fighting got me nothing but loneliness. I just want my family back. Online, fans debated if the truce would last. Some said it was just for cameras. Others believed it was growth. But for once, the Harris family wasn't trending for chaos, they were trending for peace. Because after the slap, the silence, and the storm, came something fragile. Something called understanding. Something called understanding.